All right, welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. We got any juice? A little bit. Yeah, it's hard water leaf stuff on all the windows. So we've got a job. I'm doing 2 this morning, but they'll probably be separate videos, or maybe one will be a video, one won't. Maybe they both won't be, so you won't even see this. So yeah, both of them are no starts. They called me on Saturday, and on Saturdays, if I don't have to work, I don't like to, so I charge extra for emergencies, because it's an emergency if they need me to come out on Saturday. And both of these people were fine. They have other vehicles and they just wanted me to look at it. So it is next week, actually 5th of July, but I think everybody's observing 4th of July today. I don't know, I woke up early and went rock climbing, but there's been people all over town like crazy, more than usual, wearing red, white, and blue, so it's probably some parades or something. Anyways, off topic, we're gonna head over here, and maybe I should get charged emergencies for today too if it's a holiday, but I'm not doing it to rip people off. I just don't want to work Saturdays if I don't have to. So we're gonna head up here and see. I honestly don't even remember what vehicles they are. Well, I remember one's a 2001 or 2003 Toyota Solstice or something. It's not a Solara. Celica. Yeah, so I think they were both. Nothing, I don't remember thinking, oh, that's not OBD2. So I've got my scan tool with me to hopefully help diagnose any issues. We'll see. I mean, we'll get up here. You're going to be seeing it for the first time just like me. So here we go. All right, well, here we are. Keys in the ignition. I was like, had trouble finding it, and then I saw this silver car back here in the shade. I couldn't tell what it was. So I popped back here, and it wasn't a Impala, which is what we're supposed to be looking at. So I was like, it felt a little weird, but then it was actually in the garage right next to this. I didn't even know there was a garage back here. It's not visible from the street. So anyways, we're here. I've got my scan tool. It is definitely OBD2. I don't know what year it is still, but it's got a flat tire. Should have brought my my kit, my Milwaukee compressor. Anyways, let's hop out. I got my nice scan tool. This is my go-to right now. My Pro 3S, and we'll see what's up, see if we've got any codes or anything weird on that electrical system. They think it's an electrical problem, is why I say that. So we'll see. And I should grab a headlight because it's going to be dim in that garage. But this is a nice shade tree to work under. And oh, where's my headlamp? Maybe it's in here. Maybe I shouldn't leave that sitting like that. It's going to fall. Here it is. You know what? A thought just occurred to me. This thing may not even have a battery. It looks pretty dusty. It tells me it's probably not urgent, but next time I come back, if this turns into just needing a battery for right now before I can really do anything, then I'll bring my pump and I might get him a new battery. We'll see how this one looks. Okay. It's been in a crash or door panels hanging up. Oh, no battery whatsoever. Well, how am I supposed to test for electrical issues? Well, let's see. Can't even get the key out. Probably not even the right key. Let me pop the hood and slap a battery tester on there. We'll see. Well, the battery looks brand new, so hopefully it'll hold a charge, but I think what I may have to do is I actually have to run over to AutoZone to charge another battery anyways today and do some returns and pick up some other stuff, because I go to AutoZone like several times a day. So I say, hey, I've got to take this with me and charge it. It looks new. Oh, here's the dates on the top. We got stickers punched out, so they probably didn't buy it at Costco. Probably from Batteries Plus. So that's 10 of what? What does that even mean? This literally just like punched out the number 10 and September, October 10 what? They're supposed to punch out it was like 21-1. Oh, maybe it's 2020 and they just didn't punch out the 2. I mean, it looks new. Newer than the dust sitting on the car, so it's probably been put in since it's been sitting here. I'm guessing it's recent. I'll probably have to charge it. We'll see if it holds a charge. Okay, what I always do first is stick it straight to the terminals, to the posts on there, and see if it comes on. It's completely dead. But if you grab just like, you know, something right here, who knows if it has a bad connection, which is very common. So you may not get a battery reading, say it's dead, but there might be charging the battery. It might just need the terminals clean. So I always just check it by pushing those into the posts first. We didn't have this even come on for either, so I need to get my other better battery tester. But I'll see you back here for part 2 after I charge this battery. Unless for some reason they just pop out and say, hey, we got a new battery or something. But I'll plan on just taking this and charging it. And we'll see you back here later today or tomorrow. I'm at Enterprise because I did a diagnosis on a guy's car yesterday who works here. And I left my Bluetooth connector for my scan tool. That happens to me about like once a week. But usually I remember as I'm like pulling out of their driveway or really close. And I didn't remember till this morning. And but he luckily took it to work with him, so I could just swing go by here and pick it up. So we're gonna head back to that job from yesterday. I charged the battery. It took a good charge. So that's what I was expecting. It was new, but I actually have another battery I was gonna charge that's the same age, and that one didn't. So it's kind of hit and miss sometimes. Depends on how long they've been sitting dead. I'm assuming both have, because this car right here was was looked at by another mechanic who couldn't figure it out. Maybe I can't figure it out, we'll see. Nothing against that. Sometimes you just know your limits. But he had to actually put a new battery in, and I know it hasn't been running well since then. So obviously it still has that battery. That battery hasn't been charged since then. So it's been sitting dead. The point is, it's been sitting dead since it's brand new. Well, we've got everything we need. That scan tool, hopefully we can get that powered up. Well, we shouldn't have any issues. We've got a charged up battery. And I know it ran, he said it ran with a new battery, but then it died shortly after. And I think maybe it sounds like a parasitic draw, but I'm really not sure what's going on here. I haven't got too much clear information. We'll head over here and see if we can figure it out. All right, here we are. I forgot my electric ratchet. It's actually weird to get that battery out. I had to pop that fuse panel out of the way and that little support. Let me get gloves and clean up those terminals. Just scrape off a fresh layer of metal in there. Nice. Slide that battery back in there somehow like this, more or less. Thing's hot. It just came off the quick charger. Go. It's back in. Get everything back in place here. It's an old enough Chevy here that they actually used a bunch of standard size hardware rather than metric. So I just brought my toolbox because I don't even remember those numbers well enough to look at them and guess. And I forgot my electric ratchet because I took that inside to charge last night. 7/16. Yeah. And 1/2 inch. Also, yeah. Interesting. Somebody stripped that out. Probably the mechanic who put that battery in last. And that one as well. Interesting. That's dumb. This is actually structural. This one too? No, that one's not stripped out. Wow, how do you strip both of these out? I mean, maybe it wasn't that mechanic. Maybe it was whoever owned the car before, but it's a little weird. Which one should I put on first today, internet? The positive or the negative? Same old, do the negative. Especially since that just came off a rapid charger. Okay, yeah, we got some windshield wipers on. Let's turn those off. Maybe that's what's killing the battery. They look like they're off. No. Okay, we've got a blend door actuator clicking. You can stop, blend door. You can stop. Stop, blend door. Not sure why that blend door actuator's still clicking. That may be what's killing this. So, oh, there it goes. I don't know, some noises, maybe new battery put in, car's just running some tests, we'll see. But if this stuff doesn't knock it off, that's definitely what's drawing on this battery while it's shut off. I think it's that same blend door actuator making that noise. It's interesting. We'll see what's going on in a moment. Something to put over that positive terminal as well while I'm down here fooling around. That'll do. Just gotta get a different wrench. I don't like using these non-flex heads. Same size, no. If it was the same size, I'd just put this in the toolkit. This one's a little bit longer. Because with the flex head, you can do this. When you forget your electric ratchet. All right, let's plug in the OBD2 here. Launch. Close this door and see if I can get that blend door actuator to stop. I don't want to have to listen to that the whole time I'm doing this. Let's see. Key on. Let me just see if it starts here. It does. And we've got the battery light on, so oh no, it went away. Okay, so I'll just let this run. Hopefully pick up some data here. Maybe we get a. Oh, that blend door actuator needs to stop. Stop, buddy. It's not on there. Turn this off. All right, well, maybe it's just gonna do that the whole time. We'll find out. Okay. Yeah, battery light's off. That's good. Oh, nice. That's better. I can't even think. That's so loud. Goodness, that's so loud. What was I saying? We'll see. We'll leave it running. It's the alternator looks like it's doing fine. So I'm going to check the whole system while it's running. And my guess is parasitic draw, so we'll test for that. Oh, goodness. If you can hear me, we'll test for that when I'm done. Man, I was literally just about to say that thing finally turned off. I was literally about to say it was like the pitch, the loudness of it, the rhythm was like making my head like get dizzy. That was super weird. But I was like, whoa, what is going on? That thing was so loud and like about to knock me out. Okay, let's raise the steering wheel up. Why is it so low? Go on up, buddy. There you go. Reading data. Let's do a system scan. Let's do a health report. Single zone HVAC. I'm guessing yes. No controls back there. It's probably just that. SIR, EBCM, yeah. Passenger present systems. Any one of these could be causing a parasitic draw. So I'm just going to look through all the data on these and see if anything is like attention grabbing. If not, then we'll pull the terminal off that battery and test for a parasitic draw. It's interesting that These are all here so quickly after that battery's brand new. So I wonder if it was just firing up with some communication errors. If I don't see anything, I may clear all of these and see which ones come back. Yeah, there you go. That's that clicking right there. That temperature control 2 circuit actuator, that's that blend door actuator, and the temperature one, just, yeah, that's the same one here. Maybe the same actuator there, but that one's gonna come back for sure. I'm not even gonna clear that one. Pretty much every one of these systems, passenger presence system, restraint system, most of them just have a lost communication with the instrument panel cluster code on them, plus 1 or 2 others that are usually like high voltage, above or below threshold. This one has both. So I'm just clearing all of these, and we will go through another scan when I'm done and just see if any of these come back. That'll give us an idea of something that's actually wrong, but I think a lot of these are just popped up because we had that battery dead / disconnected for so long. See, watch, this one probably says the same thing. Yeah, communication with lost communication. I guess I'll just finish my thoughts while I'm sitting here going through this stuff. What I'm gonna do is scan the system again. When I'm done just going through these. That was actually this transponder for the key. But anyways, then I'm gonna go through the live data of the engine running, see if anything looks out of place, because it may not have a ECM code because the battery's been disconnected. Sometimes those have to get reset. So I may start and stop it a few times, run it a bit, look through all that data, see if anything's sticking out, and then after I do all that, I'll check for parasitic draw. Everything right now is leading me to believe, hey, it's just a parasitic draw from what I've heard, what I've been told, and what I'm seeing, but I want to go through all the data before I rule anything out. Okay, we've actually got engine electrical live data here, so I'm gonna look through the electrical first and see what's going on here. 14.4 volts, that's what I want to see. That's good, because I was wondering if it was an alternator issue, but I guess not. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little confused. I haven't really met the guy. He just texted me to come look at this, but I kind of want to talk to him now and be like, what's the issue? Like, it ran, because that's what I think he said. It ran when the other mechanic put this new battery in it, but then maybe it died after it sat for a few days, and then he was just like, oh, didn't want to deal with it. And it's definitely been sitting a while because of all the dust and the flat tire, but I just want to get some more information. What exactly am I supposed to be looking for here? I think it's a parasitic draw though, but we'll find out. I don't want to just like guess. Nothing new here. That just got done. Okay. Yeah, I'm just leaving those up because I know that actuator's stuck, and I'm afraid it's going to do this thing again when I shut it off, but I guess I got to do it. Hopefully if I clear them, I'm sure it'll do it. If I don't clear them, maybe it'll just remember, hey, those don't work very well, so just leave them alone. I guess I'll let you come along for the moment of truth here. All right, yeah, left them alone. That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, I'll do that a couple of times and see if I get anything on startup to pop up and rescan. We will now head up front and test for a parasitic draw. All right, so here we are. I was actually just called by a neighbor. Well, they came over and talked to me and had some car problems, so I've been out for a few minutes, but the hood latch sensor is inside this here. Rather than disconnect it, because it's a little hard to reach down there if you can see it, I think I'm just gonna stick a screwdriver in there and close that latch, and we're gonna test for a draw here on the battery. But if that latch is open, then, you know, if there's supposed to be a light under here or anything, that may cause an amp draw that we're not expecting and give us a false reading. So just go ahead and pop that closed with a screwdriver, and then we'll get started here. Pretty simple. Pop it off and check for amps across the bridge there. Supposed to say as well that while everything in here is supposed to be turned off, that's why I have the windows rolled down, we should look and see if anything's drawing any sort of current. I do see these right here, these chargers. So let me unplug those. I doubt that's enough, especially those little LEDs to do anything, but it depends on how long you leave it sitting. But yeah, that was the point. Just checking around to make sure that none of the lights are on or anything like that obvious. Might check these as well. These usually have lights in them, so you may check and make sure those are off. Even sometimes they may be on underneath there. All right, well, I'm having trouble getting a reading, but maybe the schedule is so I'm like, maybe this multimeter is just a little too nice for me. So I'm actually just looking at the manual here, make sure I set it up right. So we've actually got micro, milli, and amps. And so I'll just start in amps as the highest. This is actually cool because you can hold this down, and if there's a current, then it'll show you that little indicator, but don't need that. If amperage is more than 200, 10A max, plug red test lead into the A jack. So it may be less, and maybe I need to have it over here. Maybe we'll just start on milliamps then. So this should be good to go. I'm just a little confused as to why I wasn't getting a reading there, nothing. I'm in the wrong setting, AC current, DC current. All right, there we go. I've got the settings. We've got 0.8, 0.9. Okay, let's see here. Full scale. 008 as well. What do we have here? There we go. Yeah, 0.09 milliamps. So that's not much. If we go all the way up to amps, actually, we'll see as we switch that back that we've got 0.008 amps. So we've got 8 milliamps, microamps. That would be 0.8 milliamps or 8 microamps. I don't know if that's enough to say you have a parasitic draw, but maybe I'll go through the fuse box anyways and just test the different fuses and see if we have a circuit that's pulling the amperage while everything's off. All right, so now what I'm doing, and I'm about halfway done, is just pulling, and this is the not best way to do it, but this vehicle wasn't even set up anyways because the battery's been dead for so long. If I didn't want to reset the vehicle computer, this isn't the way you want to do it. But anyways, I'm just pulling out individual fuses as I watch for that amperage to drop. It's been very consistent at 0.8 through everything, so I either haven't found it yet, I'm almost done though, or again, I'm not super convinced that 0.8, 0.9 is enough to kill this vehicle over a normal amount of time and not just sitting in storage, which you would want to disconnect your battery anyways because there's always going to be some sort of amp draw on the vehicle. But so far, nothing has changed that reading, and I'm not entirely hopeful that anything will, but we will keep going. Just kind of explaining the way I was doing this here. There's a different way to do it, especially on electronic vehicles or something where they have to, if you disconnect the battery, then you cause issues. So not the case with this one. All right, so nothing there. That's interesting. Not out of the ordinary, I mean, but not really a big amp draw or anything that should be killing that battery. All right, tighten this terminal back down and make sure it starts back up, and tell them JWD, job well done. But I'm not gonna go back in there while that thing's gonna blow my head off. All right, so we'll be back in a couple of days to check it out again. I'll update the video by then if anything's different. If nothing's different, then I never found any sort of parasitic draw, and that's what the concern was. I just talked to the customer, is that he would leave it parked for a while and then it wouldn't start again. So I'm not entirely convinced anything's killing that battery other than maybe a bad battery itself. But when I come back over here in a couple of days, I'll check the battery and I'll check for draw again in case something's popping up after it sits turned off for a while, and see, and maybe then at that point I'll do a different test on that draw there and see, without disconnecting the battery, if anything's drawing the system through any of the fuses. And here's the neighbors. They live in the same house, or it's a duplex. Let's put that on. Same deal. Three no starts in the past 2 days, and all of them have dead batteries. So let's take this one to the parts store next.